WLNS is here for you, celebrating 75 years of bringing you the news with 6 News at 5.
The U.S. Senate has now cleared the first hurdle in order to get the government back open. It's our top story at 5. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jorma Duran. 7 Democrats and 1 independent crossed party lines to vote with Republicans to move forward with a plan to reopen the government. But the other Democrats are calling this a betrayal. We have team coverage tonight, and we begin in Washington, where Erica Brown has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Senators worked to finalize a spending bill Monday that would end the government shutdown after 7 Democrats and 1 independent voted with Republicans Sunday night in a breakthrough deal to end the stalemate.
After 41 days, I'm grateful to be able to say that we are close to getting the government reopened.
The agreement funds the government through January 30th, reverses shutdown-related layoffs, and guarantees back pay to all federal workers. It also includes 3 longer appropriations bills with funding for SNAP benefits.
We should not be putting workers at risk, the people of this country at risk, when we have policy disagreements.
Notably, the deal does not include an extension of Affordable Care Act tax credits, a key demand from Democrats during the shutdown, only the promise of a vote in December.
I cannot support the Republican bill that's on the floor because it fails to do anything of substance to fix America's health care crisis.
The amended bill will still need House approval, and Speaker Mike Johnson urged members to return to Washington quickly for a possible vote. If the House passes the measure with these changes, it would head to the president for his signature, ending the shutdown. As the deal works its way through Congress, flight disruptions are piling up nationwide. But the head of the Air Traffic Controllers Union called the breakthrough a step in the right direction.
Whatever it takes to open this government and pay our members is what's needed right now.
In a social media post, President Trump pushed air traffic controllers to return to work and said he'd recommend a $10,000 bonus for those who did not take any time off during the shutdown. Erica Brown, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Michigan has 6 Democrats serving in the U.S. House and 2 in the U.S. Senate. 7 out of the 8 of them are against the U.S. Senate plan to reopen the U.S. government. Our team coverage continues with Capitol correspondent Tim Skubic. He's here for you now with what they had to say on the vote that could come later this week.
Michigan's 2 Democratic U.S. senators voted no on the so-called bipartisan plan to reopen the federal government. Senator Gary Peters says he is, quote, frustrated with the plan, but relieved it did include an increase for food assistance. Meanwhile, Democratic U.S. Senator Elissa Slotkin from Michigan voted no because she wanted to reduce the overall health care costs, and a Republican promise to vote on that next month was unacceptable to her. This rapidly developing story grows out of what happened over the weekend in the U.S. Senate, where 9 Democrats bolted from their party to vote with the Republicans and the president to tee up this plan to reopen the government through the end of January. Over in the House, members have been called back to town for a possible vote, and among the Democrats, most of them are voting no. Debbie Dingell, Haley Stevens, Kristen Rivet, Shri Tanadar, and Rashiba Tlaib oppose the measure. Henry Slotkin from the west side of the state has not made a decision. Local Congressmen Tom Barrett and Tim Walberg, Republicans, are expected to embrace this compromise. Meanwhile, Todd Spangler bird dogs the Michigan delegation for the Detroit Free Press. Does he expect all of the Michigan House Republican members to vote yes?
I'm pretty sure they'll all vote for it, yeah.
They have no choice but to vote for it.
Well, I mean, I don't think anybody wants to have the shutdown after this long a time hung around their neck.
And will all the Democrats voting no in the House stay that way?
I think they'd absolutely vote against it because there's no real political pressure for them to vote for it. I think by the end of the week, yeah, I think the government's reopened.
Look for final votes to reopen the government later this week. Maybe. Here for you in Lansing, Tim Skubic, 6 News.
The U.S. Supreme Court has now rejected a call to overturn its landmark decision that legalized same-sex marriage. The justices turned away an appeal from a former Kentucky court clerk who refused to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples after the U.S. Supreme Court's 2015 ruling. Clerk Kim Davis had been trying to get the justices to overturn a lower court order that she pay $360,000 in damages and attorney's fees. Justice Clarence Thomas has urged his colleagues to overturn the Supreme Court's marriage decision, as they did in 2022 when the High Court overturned the right to abortion. Thomas was among 4 dissenting justices in the 2015 ruling. State Attorney General Dana Nessel weighed in on today's Supreme Court ruling, saying in part, "I am relieved for today's decision, reaffirming same-sex couples' continued right to dignity and protection under the law. But we cannot take those protections for granted." Be sure to stay with 6 News for more on both of these continuing stories, on air, online, and through our 6 News app. Today, members from the State Court Administrative Office announced that more than $18 million in grants for the fiscal year 2026 has been awarded to problem-solving court programs statewide. That includes veterans treatment courts, as well as drug, family treatment, and mental health courts. The recent awards include more than $1 million to help fund 30 veterans treatment courts across Michigan. And data shows year after year that problem-solving courts are successful in lowering crime and unemployment rates and improving the quality of life of graduates. Dozens gathered for the 250th birthday of the Marine Corps at Evergreen Cemetery. 6 News reporter Taryn Simmons was there, and she's here for you now with those details. Good evening, Taryn.
Jorma, 250 years ago, Samuel Nichols, the first commandant of the Marine Corps, walked into a bar in Philadelphia. Thus, the birth of the Marine Corps was founded. Veterans and lawmakers from across Michigan gathered at Evergreen to honor the birth of the Marines, and a wreath was laid to honor the lives lost. There was a moment of silence and a few speeches from war veterans, remembering the hard work they did for their country. One of the speakers, Mark Sutton, served from 1988 to 1993 during the Gulf War. He worked as an aviation ordnance man and worked on attack aircrafts. He says the title of Marine isn't given, it's earned.
Marines are fierce fighters. We are in the land, air, and sea, and so it is an honor to be one. Marines are known as devil dogs in World War I when we did attacked in World War I in France. The Germans called us devil dogs. World War II, we did island hopping all the way from Guadalcanal all the way up to Okinawa.
Also during the event, Mayor Andy Shore presented a proclamation honoring November 10, 2025 as Marine Corps Day in the city of Lansing. Jorma, back to you.
Taryn, thank you very much. And we here at WLNS TV6 are honoring veterans with a special report called Veterans Voices. It features stories of local veterans as well as programs and events to help and honor those who served. You can see it tonight at 7 o'clock on WLNS and at 7:30 on WLAJ. We hope you'll join us for these special stories.
From Storm Tracker 6, this is Weather First, sponsored by Auto Owners Insurance. Simple human sense.
This was kind of a fun snow this weekend because it didn't cause any major problems. A couple accidents here and there, but for our first snow, I think we did just fine. Got a lot of cool viewer pics in as well. Check out this shot out of Lansing. And pardon Ali or Ali, but either one, sorry for the mispronunciation there, but that is a fantastic looking wintertime photo. Love it, and I love it even more that grass is going to be green again in a couple days as some sunshine and warmer temperatures come out. From Brad out of Liberty, and I think this is probably Liberty Township, or it could be Liberty that's up north, but either way, showing quite a snowy scene out there. And roadways, as you can see, a little slush on there, but never were really too bad as temperatures were warm enough to keep the roads, at least for the most part, mainly wet. We've got more snow in the forecast. Okay, it's not going to be much, a trace amount of snowfall, a light dusting here or there. The significant snow is going to be to our west where those pretty intense lake effect bands are currently set up. And you can see that, boy, just pouring snow in the southwestern corner of the state where 3 to 6 inches of additional snow is likely this afternoon and this evening. Meanwhile, trace amounts here and heavy snow to our east. So we look at precision cast then, notice the lake effect begins to wind down. When it starts to translate east. That's our best chance for a couple of flurries late tonight through early tomorrow morning. We'll probably be stuck with cloudy skies most of the day tomorrow. Could we see a flurry or maybe even a sprinkle? It's possible, 10 to 20% chance. I don't think there'll be very much out there. A little better chance of a few rain and snow showers to our north. Moving ahead into Wednesday morning, rain showers across the UP and northern lower Michigan as temperatures continue to warm. And of course, we are right on the dividing line between cloud cover northeast and sunshine southwest. Could go either way for us here in mid-Michigan. We'll call it variably cloudy across the region. So we check out the temperatures this afternoon. 29 for Lansing, 29 in Mason, 27 currently in Jackson. Skyview Network in St. John's, beautiful clear skies, temperatures at 30 degrees. Winds are calm now, so no wind chill. Wind gust today was only 14 miles per hour. In Grand Ledge, temperatures also sitting in the 20s, skipped right by that. Wind chill is generally running in the mid-20s this afternoon. Winds northwest at 9 on the Capitol Cam gives you a feels like temperature of 20 with a current temperature of 29 degrees. While in Jackson, some nice sun reflection off those clouds, temperature 27. Wind chill sitting at 19 degrees. In Hillsdale, we've got partly cloudy skies, temperature 28. Same thing on the wind chill, peak wind 15 miles per hour. Tonight, 24, the overnight low. That's going to occur right around midnight, and then temperatures start to rise by tomorrow morning. We're going into the upper 30s tomorrow afternoon with cloudier, mostly cloudy skies. The 6-day forecast, the remainder of the week, eventually the sunshine returns, and so do the 50s. Friday and Saturday a little warm. Sunday, some rain showers, but still in the 50s as well. Next week, we're kind of in and out of the cool air. We're back in the cooler air late next week with some rain showers next Thursday and Friday. Of course, Friday is Silver Bells, so I'm hoping we can get that out of there.
Yeah, Silver Bells. We've been through some cold Silver Bell parades.
I find the parade much more enjoyable at 52 degrees and clear skies.
Yeah, me too.